Hello, everybody. I think I'm here. We got our sound on, we got our lights on. It's a crazy day. Do I say that every week? I think I might. Well, crazy runs in my life, so it's a little crazy today. I've had to set my studio up a little differently today so that we can show you the screen of the machine. So I'm hoping it works. We're Fingers are crossed. All right, I'm going to wait for things to light up, which they are not lit up yet. Let's take a deep breath. Just breathe. If you're here, please make a comment so I know you're here, so I know you can see me and hear me, because you know how that drill goes. Tell me what your weather's like. Tell me where you're at. Um, tell me, I don't know. Hey, I looked at my peaches on my tree today. They're this big around, but they are beautiful. I love peaches. I love fresh fruit. In fact, Larry got a cantaloupe yesterday at the farmer's market, and we ate it all, the whole dang thing. There's nothing left. And it was a big one. It was so good. Okay, come on, thing. Come on. I'm hoping it's up. Come on. Patience. I know. I don't have patience. Okay, Ellen says the weather in Delaware is on the cool side. We are not. We are plenty warm today. Plenty warm. Isla in eastern West Virginia. I'm not getting this through. Washington. I'm thinking of something totally. Does that ever do that to you? A mental block? Well, Isla says it's rain in eastern Washington. Well, I hope that rain comes to us because we need it. We need it bad. Don't we always need rain? Come January, when we got 3 feet of snow, I'm going to say, oh, please stop. In fact, I was walking along the sidewalk somewhere yesterday and with my husband, and I said, you know what? In just a few months, we're going to be freezing cold and we're going to be walking through snow. It doesn't seem right that we have all this heat and then we got all that snow. I'm not sure which is the better part. I'm just not sure. What do you guys think? Rain or snow, or freezing cold or hot? What do you want to be? Linda said it's 85 and sunny in Helena, Montana. Well, that's pretty darn good. Don't you think up there? That's pretty darn good. Um, Ellen says 75 in Delaware. Mmm. Oh, and let's see. And Lenola says it's cloudy and cool in West Virginia. Wow. We're all over the spectrum, aren't we? Totally, totally. Would you rather have it 3 feet of snow or 100 degrees? That's your choice. Nothing in between. That's your choice. 3 feet of snow, and it's if for 3 feet of snow to be there, it's been cold for a while and it's been snowing for a while. So it's 20 degrees. 20 degrees compared to 100 degrees. Which would you rather have it be? Chime in. Tell me what you think. Let's see. Nobody has chimed in, so I want to know what you think. I want September all the time, or May. September or May. I like 80. 80's good. Uh, in California, I was a little cold, so 70 wasn't so good. Had to wear a jacket, but what's wrong with a jacket? We can wear jackets, can't we? Yeah. And in the winter, after we go through all that winter and you wear a coat everywhere you go, and even in the house, sometimes you have to wear a jacket because you don't want to turn the heat all the way up and get too hot, right? Uh, and then it gets to be June and you have to take off all those layers of clothes. You feel kind of naked, don't you? I know I do. Okay, Ellen said that some snow is better than 105. I agree with you. I agree with you there. Would you rather burn or freeze? I don't know. Diana in Redmond, Oregon said it's 77 degrees. She'd rather be warm. Mm. Vicki is in Texas, and Lynn Franklin is here. I believe, Lynn, you're in California, right? I would I rather burn or freeze? Um, I don't think I would like to burn. See, I had to think about that. See, my eyes went up in the corner. I don't think I'd like to burn because you're awake, unless you're asleep, but you're probably aware of what's going on. Whereas if you freeze, you just kind of fall asleep. That's what they say. I don't know. I'd rather have it. I don't know. Mindy says, "Is Mindy, you're here. You're not traveling today. Hello from hot Whispering Pines. It's 104. So you are traveling. You're going to Phoenix where it's 116. Whoa. But still in Whispering Pines to be 104, that's pretty darn hot. My son lives down in Arizona, way much further than you. And he said it's always nice and cool, but this year has been different, totally different. Linda said September is beautiful. I like September. Lenore says I'm addicted to sewing jackets and coats, so I'll take fall. Elena says humidity not fun, takes it all out of her. Lynn's yeah, near Sacramento. That's because I met you in Sacramento, I believe. Saturday is predicted to be 100. I don't know what our predictions are because I haven't been watching. I've just been so busy. Norma says, I'm late. I came in just as you said. You feel kind of naked. What are you doing today? Well, it's when you go from the winter with all your coats on and you come into summer and you take all your coats and your layers off, you feel kind of naked. That's what I said. I don't mind dry heat, said Mindy. Humidity kills me. Humidity is pretty tough. That is a fact. People would complain about it, and I said, oh, it's nothing. It'll be a little warm. Humidity, so what? But then I felt it. Oh, there is something there. Pat says 97 in Central Valley, California. That's not too bad. 97. That's kind of hot. Linda from Missouri. Well, how about that? How about that? Okay. I have. Let me tell you what happened this last week. I have another Facebook, not a group, but a page, and some of you might be aware of it. It's just called Sew with Barb. If you're not aware of it, I'd like you to go check it out and follow it. That would be great. But let me tell you what happened this week. One of my posts, I used a word that offended some people, and I didn't understand why. And some of you are probably aware of this, but in one of my posts, I was talking about doing a ruffle on the serger, and it's the funnest thing you can do on the serger because I love to ruffle, and sergers make it so easy. Does anybody like to ruffle on their serger? Anybody? Dottie says it's hot from New Mexico. Does anyone like to ruffle on their serger? It's fun, right? Is it the funnest thing you've ever done? Well, I got so much slack from saying the funnest thing I've ever done, or the funnest thing to do on your serger. I think that's what I said. The funnest thing to do on your serger. Well, I got so much hate mail. I mean, really, hate comments that say, where did you go to school? Do you not know how to use the language? And then other people would come in, hey, thank you, Linda. Linda likes to ruffle. Other people would comment to their comments and say, have you looked in the dictionary? That word is a word. It actually went in the dictionary in the 1800s. It's a word. Well, I didn't fight them on it. But I'll tell you what I did. A few of the really nasty comments I deleted because I thought I don't like negativity on my Facebook. I just don't like it. And I don't like to have negativity when I talk to somebody. I don't like negativity around me. I want to be happy. I want to, why not be happy? There was a lady that said, crying makes me tired and hurt, so I'd rather smile. Something like that. I know I've misquoted it, but that's kind of what it was. And Mindy, I got so much hate. So if you guys can go on there, just find that post, and let me tell you, it got so many comments. I've never had a post get more comments than that one, and it just went crazy. So if you can find it, make a comment, say funnest is a word. It's okay. And if it's not a word, So what? Live and let live. That's how I feel. And embrace people for who they are. They may not be you. I'm certainly not you, and you're certainly not me, and the guy next door is not me, right? But I am not going to critique him or criticize him for who he is because he's not me. Just because those people wouldn't use that word, what's wrong? I used it. And then one of the little, as I was trying to comment to a lady, I tried to, kind of take it in another direction and say, "Oh, come on, I'm just having a conversation with you." She wrote right back and said, "You're not having a conversation with me." I thought, okay, okay. So Linnell says people who can be offended by the English language have other issues. That's funny. That is really funny. Oh, it was the funnest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna start saying that more. I don't know. It just popped out. It was just something I said. I didn't have a script. I didn't say this is what I want to say. It's just what I said. And you know what? I think you need to accept people for who they are, or else they're always going to be hiding. And who wants to hide, right? I certainly don't. Mindy said, "I'd much rather be happy and positive. In fact, my family says I wear rose-colored glasses, and they call me Pollyanna." Oh, that you know who Pollyanna is. Mindy, you're too young. Pollyanna is true. I do have some rose-colored glasses. I will wear them next week. I am not sure in this menagerie where they are, but I have some. And yes, I like rose-colored glasses. Thank you. And what's wrong with being a Pollyanna? So go to the Facebook page. It's called Sew with Barb. And if you're not a member or you're not following it, then just follow it, please. And let's get those naysayers. Let's not have that negativity anymore. I just don't like it. I am not there. Hi, Karen. And I hope that person that I offended is not listening. I don't think she's a member of this group. She didn't like me very much. She probably unfollowed my page. What can I say? But you know what? I would rather have positive people around me, positive energy, than to have that negative, that toxic energy around me. I can't handle that. Can't handle it at all. Okay, and in speaking of all of that, I have, because I've talked so long about that, but go to Sew with Barb, okay? Sew with Barb Facebook, follow it, and find that post and say nice things. Okay, please, please. All right. This is something I read today, and I love it when I read things like this, and I do want to pass it on. This was by Warren Buffett. Now, he's a very successful man, right? And I'm sure he's very positive. But he said a pretty cool thing. He said that write down 25 things that you want to do. And maybe you've heard this, the 525 rule. Write down 25 things that you want to do. And don't think about your neighbors and your friends and your family. What do you want to do? And then pick 5 that you really, really want to do. Then you've got it down to 5. Then pick 1 you're going to focus on today. So you've gone from 25, and those 25, you can put them in the back of the drawer. Don't think about them. Don't say, "Oh, I wish I would have picked one of those." No, don't think about them, because you're going to pick 5. Put those 15 away, 20 away. I am kind of flustered right now. Okay, you're going to pick 5 out of the 25, so you have 20 left. So put those 20 away. Don't think about them anymore. Maybe when you get these 5 done, you can pull that list out, but put it away. Don't think about it. Don't bring it up. Don't put it on the wall. Just keep those 5. Then pick 1 to focus on, because what you focus on will come about. Whether you intend for it to come about or not, it will happen. Okay? Now that's a lot to think about, because you think about and they have to be realistic. Like, don't say I want to go to the moon tomorrow. That's not going to happen. But make it realistic. Say, this is what I want to do. This is my focus. Something you feel deeply about, something you're passionate about, something maybe you want to learn about, or something you really need. If you focus on it, somehow it just comes to you. Have you noticed that? Maybe we have to work a little harder sometimes to get it, And I'm not saying I want to have a Cadillac tomorrow either. I'm not saying those kinds of things. Something that I personally can grow from and do or be or and have can be. Think about that. Focus on that one thing. When you've got that one thing done, go to number two. When you got number two done, go to number three. When you got all five done, find that list in the back of your drawer. Pull it back out, and maybe you've got a totally different 25 on your list, but it's a place to start. And if we're making progress and going forward and being positive about it, you'll be surprised at how many ways you can make things happen. Because it's kind of like saying it aloud and then Facebook brings it all up. That's the way it is. I think that's definitely the way it is. Okay, I'm going to read what you said, Norma. I'm so tired of the negativity. Just ignore them. They are miserable people and they want everyone to be miserable. Hugs. Thank you, Norma. Well, I hope so. I mean, I just share some dumb little thing with you every morning. And really, I have a list over here of things I want to share. And they're not always things that, oh, I have to learn this today. Maybe there's things that you already knew. I mean, I had one lady respond and say, well, oh, I think I said this is another thing. I don't ever get negativity in my group because you guys are amazing. But on the page, I do get negativity. Another lady on another post said, when I said this is magical, because I love it. I love to see things that happen. They're just magical. She said, well, that's not magic. I thought, how do I respond to that? Because I do like to respond to them. And I didn't quite know what to say. She said, there's nothing magical about that. Another lady said, that's been around for 100 years. Why are you telling me about it now? And the things I'm telling you are not things that you don't know already. They're a reminder of things you can do, and maybe it's something you didn't know. But what? So what? Okay, so what? That's all I can say. Hey, I have another challenge for you. So I want you to join my Facebook page, So with Barb. But here's another challenge. I have got a project on the tens coming up, I think next week. But I want to know that those project on the pattern on the tens patterns and the tutorials I give you 3 times a month aren't going in the garbage. So if 10 people can post a project that they've made from Project on the Tens, if you can find them, then please do that. And if 10 people can post one, I'll do another one next week. But if you don't, I might take a vacation. Let's see what can happen with that. All right. We are going to do something fun today. Lynelle says, just ask if her mother knows she speaks to people like that. You know, I think that the internet has done something to us in the fact that we can hide behind a screen. Nobody sees you, and you can say anything you want. They don't know who you are, and you can say what you want, and people do. And I think it's cruel. I think it's mean. Yeah, Dottie says adopt a growth mindset and recognize that everyone has a different stage of development. Well, there you go. There you go. How wonderful. One time, I was in charge of a youth group in my church, and they said that there's some things on the internet you need, and this has been 10 years ago at least, maybe 15. They said there's some internet sites you need to watch out for. And they said go in and check them out so that you can teach the youth that these are not good, or find alternate things that they can do rather than those websites. Well, one of them, I thought, okay, I'm going to go in and check it out. It scared me to pieces. When I opened it up, because you know you have a camera on your computer, on your desktop, on your laptop, on everything. You've got a camera. Cameras are always everywhere. Facebook is everywhere, right? And it wasn't Facebook. It was something roulette. I don't know what it was called, but roulette something. It's been way too long, and I only went there once, and I thought, I'm not going to do this, and I don't want anybody else to do it, and now I have a cover on my camera on my computer so that it cannot look at me, because all I did was click on this site and my face appeared. And if I clicked on and somebody else was looking at me and swiping up or down, or whatever, and I thought, oh, this is scary because all of a sudden I could see me and somebody else looking at me. I did not like it. I mean, think of the privacy there that is gone. Anyway, boy, I need to get off my soapbox. I can tell you that right now. All right, so two things you got to do. You got to post a project on the 10s if you want a project next week, and you got to go to my Facebook page, Sew with Barb, and follow it and look for that thing and make a good comment. Please, please. So my heart won't hurt. Anyway, I mean, we're all human, right? It didn't really bother me, but I thought, how dare you? Whatever. Okay, I need to get into life right now. We need to get rid of that. All right, I am going to go. I'm going to sit on uh, the Radiance. Now, let me tell you why I'm going to use this machine, because it is front and center for me right now. I've been working on it a lot. I just love it. If you have the Solaris, if you have the Destiny, if you have any other machine that has IQ Designer on it, this is for you. Don't be afraid of what I'm going to do that you can't do it. All right. And maybe if you're on the fence of whether to get a new machine, maybe this will help you out a little bit. Just know that it's possible and just see what is out there. Okay. Remember, we're going to talk about what's out there. All right. If you are thinking about learning about IQ Designer, is this backwards to you? It might be. No, it's not. It's just backwards in my camera. This is the most wonderful book you can get. I think you can get it at your dealer. It is just called IQ Designer, Mastering IQ Designer. And this was written before the Radiance came out. But know that everything in here you can do on the Radiance. And let me show you why I like it so much. It has lessons in it. So it's like learning. I mean, great pictures. I'm trying to open it up. So there's some of it. And right there is a project that you can make on your IQ Designer. And there's another one. It's full of projects. I don't want to reveal too much because this is something that you can buy at your dealer. This is something I bought. I love it. If you have the Radiance and you have not taken those Radiance 101 classes from Mike and Patty, then you need to do it. So Mike Johns and Patty Marty, they are wonderful. You will learn so much. And not only will you learn it one time through, you're going to watch it over and over. So when I watched it, I took notes. And I made a notation on that video where the good part that I wanted to go back to, what the number was, where I wanted to go back to it so I could easily find it, or where they started the project, because they have a project for every single video they do. I think there's 6 videos. There are 35 hours of video to watch. It is a lot. So don't do it all in one day, but it is amazing. They are great. And the things I'm going to show you today are just really small compared to what they're going to show you. All right, because we're only going to take 10 minutes here, maybe 15. But you will, Norma says she loves that book. And Paula said she finally made it. Yes, this book is amazing, and you'll go back and if you have questions while you're working late at night one night thinking, I can't remember how to do that, go to the book. It's in there. Or go to Patty and Mike's videos. It's in there. And know that whatever IQ Designer you have, this book is for you. This will take care of you. So go to your dealer, get the book, order it online from Baby Lock if you want to. I believe they have it there. But that is one that you really need. That's got to be your reference. That's got to be everything you want it to be. And all the, what is the name of that other book? The Inspiration Guide. Boy, I couldn't come up with that name. Maybe I'm getting too crazy today. The Inspiration Guides are wonderful. There's not one out for the Radiance yet, but your Destiny has an Inspiration Guide. Your Solaris has an Inspiration Guide. If you don't have those books, whatever machine you have, you always get the Inspiration Guide. There is so much information in there, information that is human, everyday information. I mean, you've got your manual. It takes you through some important information, things that you need to know, details on your machine. But those inspiration guides are amazing. I have to say, I love them. I don't have a machine that I don't buy one for it. I have to have it. Hi, Linda. You're very late again. Well, we're just getting started. So you got to go back and watch because I've given you 2 challenges. Okay, so go. Well, maybe I gave you 3 because the 525 rule, I want you to do that one too. And I'm going to ask you how you're doing. I'm going to ask you tomorrow if you picked your 25 goals or things to focus on. Okay, we'll get back to that. All right, I am going to go right into my machine. And I want to talk about a few things that you can do in IQ Designer. I know some people have asked about IQ Designer. I want to make sure that we can get you to where it's hard to twist my cameras around well enough to see just the screen. So I hope we can do this. We're going to do our best. Oh, Norma says she has the Solaris Inspiration Guide, and it is so helpful, much more helpful than the manual. That is actually a fact, although the manual has important things for you. That inspiration guide is amazing, and that's like your home ec teacher at home at midnight, right? I mean, we've talked about having your home ec teacher in your home with you. Well, that is not only have you got it up here, there's a lot of things we have. All right. Okay, we are going to talk about IQ Designer, and I'm going to be using my mouse. Now, the nice thing about the Radiance that came out with the Radiance is that I can use a wireless mouse. It does need, and you can kind of see it peeking out right here, it does need to have the plug-in to your machine to connect it. So it can't be totally Bluetooth. It's got to have the little plug-in. But I don't mind it. It is sitting there and it makes so I can do pinpoint things with this. So you can see me moving around on the screen there. It's kind of there. You can see when I light something up. Okay, so I'm going to go right down in here. I could do it with my fingers, but I would be right in your way, and everybody's always telling me, get out of my way. So here I go. IQ Designer. Now, one thing I want to cover 2 things today. The first thing I want to go over is how to scan a picture and bring it into IQ Designer. How different is the Radiance from the Solaris? There are some differences. You've got an added bonus, but everything I'm showing you today is going to be great for the Solaris, so don't even worry about it. Okay, so I am going to put this in my machine over here, and I'm not going to be able to show you every move I make. I'm sorry. I want to focus on this over here. So I'm just going to put my scanner in there. And notice I just have a coloring book picture. That's all it was. In fact, it's really got too much on it, but let's see what happens. So I'm on my IQ Designer, and I want you to see, I need a good pointer, because you may not see where my clicker is going. So I want you to see right up here. I'm going to use my bamboo stiletto from my Triumph. Right here, this button right here, I'm going to touch that button. This is the box clear up at the top that has the leaf on it. If you have the Solaris, it might be in a different place, but that's what you need to look for, is that guy right there. And the nice thing about Solaris, or the Radiance over the Solaris, I hope I'm getting my words not twisted up too much. I get criticized for that too. Is that when I hover over an image, it will actually tell me what that image is. So if you can see right here, I'm hovering over this, and it's not going to be clear to you, so I'm going to read it. It says custom patterns can be created using scanned images or image data files. So there I go, right there. I'm going to click on it. And now down here it's going to say, do you want an image scan, a line scan, or an illustration scan? So this will be familiar to you with this other people, with your other machines, whatever that might be. I feel like that's a little light. Let me see if I can tone down the, nope, let's go the other way. Maybe that will help. Okay, so I'm going to go for a line image because I just want a line image because that's all I have in there. And now it's going to say, do I want to scan it? Yes, I do. Do I want to bring it in from my machine or a USB? And I don't, because I'm going to scan it in. So I'm going to touch scan. The frame will move to be scanned with the built-in camera. Get used to reading your prompts on here. Don't ignore them and say, oh, I've read it a dozen times. It helps you remember what you got to do. I'm going to say, okay, and I hope I don't make mistakes today. All right, you cannot see it over here because I don't want to move everything. Sorry. I want to keep my camera focused here. But it is recognizing the picture that I have in there. And if you have questions, please ask. Please say something. And I'm just watching it scan. And I'm sorry you can't see it. I got my applaud sitting back there behind it. And I hope it doesn't bump it. I don't think it will. Nope, I'm good. All right, here we go. Now this is the first stage of editing I can do. Now I can take my finger right up here and I can take those, I can start moving those arrows down. Now I can decide on here, do I want the frog? Do I want the butterfly? Those aren't butterflies. They're dragonflies. If I want that lily pad, what do I want on this? And this is where I can start my deciding, and I can do this with my mouse too. I'll do the bottom one with my mouse. I'm really hooked on this mouse, let me tell you. Now I brought it clear up, and I'm going to take it in a little bit. The less I have to pull out in the next step, I'm happier. I'm going to say okay. And now look what I've got left. Is that something I can work with? Yeah, I think I can. So I'm going to set it. I can also increase or decrease my scale level down there. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to change. I want a running stitch. I don't want a satin stitch. I don't want a big fat stitch around it. So I'm going to change it, and I'm going to change the color to a green frog. You know, I miss the days of going out in the ditch, because we had a ditch by our house, and catching frogs. I miss those days. I feel like I've got a glare. Let me see if I can get rid of it. That didn't help. Okay. So I feel like I still have a glare on there, so I hope you can see something that I've got there. Okay, I am happy with it, and I'm going to see my result. So I touch this up here. Let's keep going. I don't want to retry. I don't want to retry it. Let's go. Okay, I am ready to move on. I want to say, okay, there I go. And now I've taken it in, I am set. I am going to actually set it. And now I've got this picture on my screen. Oh, darn, I just don't think you guys can see this very well. Let me see if I can move this up at a different angle. I'm trying to make it darker. Okay, darker is better. Let's see, not that dark. All right, let's try that. Okay, you can see that you can still see my butterflies. I don't care about those. Those are just in my shadow background. I'm going to get rid of those. And I got rid of them by touching that leaf right up there, because that got rid of, oh boy, you really can't see that. I apologize. I've got it in green. Let me try it in black. I don't need it in green. And I'm going to touch it. Okay, that's a little bit better. But I want you to notice some things. When I touched up here, this is my line properties, and I touched my bucket because I want to have everything lit up. But because things are a little disjointed, oh, let's go back. If you ever make a mistake, all you have to do is hit go back. And because things are not all connected, then you have to touch each one. But you'll notice I've still got some things in the background. I want to give him some eyes before I move on. Okay, so there's still some things in the background. I'm going to increase the picture. See how I can see things right there? I like what I see. And I want to save this frog. But I want to get rid of those lines right there. Can you see those lines that I don't want in there? I'm going to make it even bigger. I hope I'm not boring you to death. If I am, I apologize. And I'm going to use my pan tool. See, it's my hand tool, means I can pan around like that. But I want to get rid of these dark lines right here. I got rid of a lot of them, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go down to my eraser. Oh, Norma says IQ Designer is our favorite part of the machine. She loves playing with it. That is exactly what you have to do, is that you have to play with it. I think the more you play with it, the happier you are, the better it is, and the more you know. Okay, so I've got a square tool. I'm gonna go in here and I got my eraser. I've got a circle. I thought I had a square. And you want to touch and go a little bit. You don't want to have one solid erase, because if I wanted to come back in and, oh, look what I'm erasing. That makes me so happy. There I go. If you want to come back in and maybe you made a mistake, or maybe like, let me show you right here. I just cut his nose out. Now what am I going to do? You're going to go down to your undo, and it puts the nose back. Just that easy. That's why if I had done a whole bunch of big streaks on all of my, there I did it. Okay, now when I go back, it puts back on everything I just erased, which is some things that I didn't want to put back. I just wanted his eye back. Okay, so I'm going to let up. I'm going to go back down. So release is a good thing. You can also do this with your stylus. And let's see, I'm going to come down here and erase these. Okay, now I'm going to go back up to my hand tool, and I am going to move it over because I've got this over here I want to get rid of. But notice now when I do it, and with the clicker, I'm not erasing anything, I'm moving it around. That's because you can only have one active at a time. So now I'm going to go back down to my eraser. I'm going to say OK, and now I can erase. Norma, does this put you to sleep? Because you have done this so many times. Whoops, look what I did. I did not release enough. Now I'm going to get everything back at once. So that was my mistake. I was just getting, it's just kind of mesmerizing as you try to erase lines. And if you want to be able to use the square one, if that's easier for you, then go in and get the square one. And it just makes it sometimes easier to get into little spaces. I still want this bigger. There, I'm bigger. I got to go back down and get my eraser. And there I go. Okay, there's just that one thing on his back. Okay, I'm going to go up and get my hand tool. Keep it. I remember this one right here I needed to get off. Take that eraser. I want to take it out. Oops, I got down in there. I'm going to undo. There I go. And really this little part that I'm trying to get out really doesn't make a bit of difference, but I want to get it out. Now at this point, if you wanted to erase some of the, I'm going to take it back down so you can see it. If you wanted to erase some of the dots on there, some of his freckles, you could. If you wanted to add more freckles, you could. But let me show you what you can do next. Norma says, I never get tired of IQ Designer. Oh, you know what? It is so fun to play with. And people are afraid of it, and there's really nothing to be afraid of. The thing you need to do, learn all that you can, and then go in and just start playing. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to do anything up there. I'm going to go into my properties down here. These are my region properties. I'm going to go in, I'm going to pick a fill. I want you to see what happens. I did this earlier today, so I know what's going to happen, but I want you guys to see what happens. I'm going to get fish, because fish go with frogs, don't they? Yeah, they do. I'm going to pick green. I have to get green in there somewhere. All right, I want to fill this frog with those fish. I want you to see what happens when I do. If you can see this, please tell me if this is straining your eyeballs. I just don't know how to make it any easier. My camera, I thought, when I tested it earlier today, I had better reception somehow. but I feel like I'm kind of losing it this afternoon. All right, so I've got my region properties. I'm going to choose my bucket because I want to fill it. So, and I've got, why did I get red? Didn't I pick green? I didn't say okay. See? There I go. Now I've got green. I've got my fish. And I'm going into my bucket. And I'm going to touch inside the frog and look what happens. Oh, it did it much better this morning. When I was trying it, it made the whole screen because there was a leak somewhere. Okay, let's do that lily pad. All right, I'm going to go back into my properties. Maybe this flower would be a good lily pad. And lily pads are green, but this one's not going to be green. This one's going to be pink. That's why you can't see those green frogs on your lily pad. And look right there. You see that frog foot right there? It is not going to be green unless I make it. And there's my lily pad. Now my lily pad is pink. And there you go. That's how easy it is to bring a design in, create it, make it your own. Linda, I don't know. She asks do you know if there's any copyright issues if you turn a picture into a stitch file? If it's a copyrighted picture, probably. But I know that there are many designs out there that are not copyrighted that you can find. In fact, if you just go in and type on non-copyrighted pictures, you'll find many pictures. So give it a shot. All right, so I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to put it in the garbage down here. Erase everything. Yes, and I'm going to read everything it says. All right, now I'm going to go into another thing that I really love to do here. Down here is my shapes. These are it calls it a stamp shapes. I call it my shapes tool. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose a square. But if you look up here at the top, I've got different things I can choose. These are my basic shapes. Here are my closed shapes. And look at all the different shapes you can work with. And now the thing that might be different on your machine as to compared to the Radiance is that maybe you don't have as many shapes, or you don't have as many of the basic shapes. Maybe yours are a little different, and I know that you don't have as many of the fill designs, but you know what? Still got things you can work with. And right here, look at all these. You've got some water right here. You've got, this could be a flower stem. There are so many things that you could make with this. Down here, you've got a leaf that you can work with. All right. So I'm going to go into my basic shapes. I'm going to pull up a square. I'm going to say, okay. And now I want this square to be, I'm going to go down here to my size. I want it to be about 10 by 10. And right up here, I have a keypad. And I could sit and stretch it out this way, or I could go straight to my keypad and punch in. I want it to be 10 by 10. And notice the blue box is the one I'm affecting. So now I'm going to go 10 by 10 right there. And there is and now it's 10 by 10. You can see I've got it right over there. I'm going to say, okay. Do y'all know what this little button down here is whenever you see it? And this, you can be in sewing, you can be in embroidery, you can be an IQ designer. That means reset. This is a wonderful thing to know. And it doesn't matter if you're on a Vesta or a Crescendo. I mean, all of the machines. If you ever see this sign, that means reset. Notice you're going to see what it does. I'm going to hit reset. I went back. I have to go back and I have to say, okay, I want. But it just makes it a quick way to get back to where you want to be. Isn't this the funnest thing you guys have ever done? Oh yes, Norma, she says you can combine shapes to get different shapes. Exactly. And Linda said, I took it from a coloring book and I'm not selling it. I don't think there's any problem with it. But these pages that I did today, they're from a coloring book. All right, so now I've got this done. I'm going to say, okay, I've got my square. Well, I want to add a circle. And there I've got my circle. I want to change the size of my circle. I want to make it bigger. This time I'm going to use my sizing tool right here because I'm not quite sure how big I want it to be. Come on, guy. There I go. Now that looks pretty good. So there's my circle. Now I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go back in to my shapes. I love playing with shapes. And like Norma said, you can make so many different things with shapes. Let's see, let's go into this one. How are we feeling today? Are we feeling like I don't know how I'm feeling today. I was looking for a chicken. Of course I want a chicken. The ladies are doing so good today. I fed them a lot of watermelon rind and a lot of cantaloupe rind the last few days, and I hope they're not getting sick. Let's pick the bunny. I like bunnies. I love little bunnies. Lop-eared bunnies are my favorite. And it's the fair this week. I get to go look at lop-eared bunnies. Okay, I'm going to make this a little smaller. Come on. Let's go smaller. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to make fills for each of these sections. And I could even assign the lines to a different property too. So let's go in and do those things. I think Norma says, I think you're okay, even if it is copyrighted, as long as you don't sell it, you can use it for your own use. Go for it. Norma, you're so smart. I love that. See how positive I can be. No, I really mean it. All right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick some fill. So I went into my region properties and I'm going to scroll down. You'll notice that the Radiance probably has some that you don't have if you have a Destiny or a Solaris, and they do have some pretty fine ones. Let's see how there's 54 of them. Okay, I'm going to do the let me do that one. I haven't used that one before. All right, I'm going to choose a color. It's got red. Red's good. And I'm going to do around here. So I have to get my bucket. If you have never played with IQ Designer and you have it, what's your excuse? Go in and do it. If you don't have IQ Designer, this is just a little taste of how fun it can be. All right, so now I've touched my bucket and I'm going to touch inside the square, but I'm not going to touch the circle. I'm going to touch inside there. And look, there are my lines and I've got them in red. So this is good. All right, I'm going to put a fill inside my circle. So I'm going to go back to my region properties. I'm going to select a different one. And this is going to be in circles. What do I want to do? See, it's just so hard to choose. There are so many choices. I'm just going to pick some random one. And I'm going to make this one kind of a yucky green. And I'm going to touch my bucket. It's already lit up. I'm going to go in here and look what it does. If there are any breaks in my circle at all, then that would fill the whole property. And you can't have a break in your design. So if I came in here and got my eraser tool, and I'm going to take it way down small. Going to have it tiny. And if I just put a little break right in there, in that line, then let me show you what happens. And it's going to be hard for me to recover from this because there it's done. I'm going to pick up my bucket tool. I'm going to go in here. It's already telling me it's in there. So let's go back to something different. Let me go to my regions property again. I'm going to pick another one for my bunny. Let's see what happens to her. It doesn't even matter what I pick. Let me pick those. And I'm going to pick purple bunnies. Okay, I made a break in my bunny. Let's see what happens when I have my bucket. I'm in purple and I've got that design right up there. It's easy to tell where I'm at. And it did not break. I did not make a big enough break, I'll bet. But that's okay. Let's go now and choose outside here. There, I got it. And now I've got a property on each one of those things. Now, if you wanted to go in and assign a property, when I say assign a property, what do you want it to look like? So this gives you properties of all of those things in there. And if I hit next, this next window will allow me to change the properties of all of those things. So right now I've got the purple selected. And I am going to come in. I'm going to make it bigger. I want it to be And now I'm going to click OK. And it takes a minute to think. And now it's made all of those bigger. They're not the same size as they were. Now I want to come in. I'm using my arrows to choose the next section and these lines. I don't know that I really want to change those too much, but let's do it just for the reason of changing them. I did a 160. Wow, that's going to take them away. There's also another fun thing that you can do. It is called a random shift down here. And this might look kind of fun on the lines. So I'm going to do a random shift, and your machine could easily have this property. And I'm going to say OK. And it seems I have those lines selected. It's not going to look much different. Not much different at all. Okay, so let's try it on this one. So I'm going to go to the yellow. I'm going to come up here and choose. This has my yellow. It tells me yellow. That's the pattern. And now I can make, let's just go right to random shift. It has to think, so I got to let it think. Don't rush me, it says. I'm going to go down to random shift. This one might show up a little bit more. Okay. It's going to make it a little bit crazy, but it's almost crazy now, so maybe it won't make it seem so much crazy. It makes big bubbles over here and small ones over there, so it's really not going to make it that much crazy. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to go to the bunny this time. Should we try the random shift again? Okay, let's try that random shift again. See if it makes any difference there. There are just some fun things you can do. It does make him a little funny, doesn't it? In fact, that makes it so funny. Let's go on the outside. We're going to go to the big one out here. And I'm going to do a random shift there. And you'll be able to see so much more because it's a bigger space. Okay. Takes a minute to think, and then it will show you what you've got. There you go. Now that is crazy, right? That is totally crazy. Linda says thanks, Norma. I'll share a picture on here after the live. So what I wanted to do today is just to get your mind going and have you start thinking about what you can do. Don't be afraid. Try it. And because maybe you have just been doing embroidery when you could be doing this, something else. I mean, why not? Why not just test all the boundaries that machine has? I do want to caution you, and I think I've said this before, so it's nothing new. So if you are embroidering all the time because you got your embroidery machine, it does sewing, it does embroidery, it does everything, but really you just embroider, and you've got maybe another machine over here that you do your sewing on. And there are times when you need both at the same time, right? But with your, I'm going to move this guy out of my vision here. That camera had to go. With your embroidery sewing machine, make sure you use it for sewing once in a while. There are different gears inside that need to be oiled and greased and lubricated as they are used, because I understand that there are some places in there where if the grease and the oil does not get used, it solidifies. You don't want that. You want to have the sewing part work when, I mean, you bought it to be a sewing and embroidery machine, right? In case you needed it. Well, need it more than what you think you're going to need it, because it needs to be used. You need to use both sides of the machine in order to keep all the pieces greased. Even though you think, oh, I'm using it, I use it every day, all I do is embroider, that's not enough. You got to use the sewing side too. So like once a month, if you never need it, open it up and use it anyway. And use your decorative stitches. You need to use stitches that go forward, backward, side to side. Use the decorative stitches. Just even if all you do is just run some test things through just to get those places lubricated. They need it. And then when you take it in once a year to get everything oiled up, that's a good time to talk to your tech and make sure everything's good inside. Oh, Leno, I love you. This could be the funnest thing I ever watched. Thank you. Linda says, I use mine for both. So easy to switch back and forth. Exactly. I don't even have to take my embroidery arm off. And did you know that you don't even have to unplug your foot when you go to embroidery? You don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. On some of the older machines, you do have to. So don't just assume that you don't have to. It's nice if you can unplug it. Well, Norma, she says she loves to see what people do with IQ. You can learn something every single day in IQ, every single day, because there are so many different things you can do that it's limitless. I mean, you're going to take, and I know, Norma, you said you have this book. You'll read this book, you'll do this book, you'll do the projects, and you'll take it page by page. But even then, you say, I know another way to do this. Yeah, I can put a shape together and make this. Like Norma said, you can make so many different things with those shapes. IQ Designer is amazing. I mean, there are many, many designs just in the regular embroidery part that you don't need to go in, but why not? Make something fun. Make an applique. Do something that you have never done before. Why not? That's what life is about. Why stay in the same place, right? Okay, you're welcome, Linda. She said thank you. Norman, this is the funnest group. Thank you. I must say that a lot. Heck, what can I say? All right, so number one, we're going to talk about the three things, the challenges that I gave you. I'm sorry, three challenges. That's not fair. You're going to do the 5-25 rule, where you pick 25 things that maybe you'd like to do. Narrow it down to 5 and take those 5 things, pick one, and focus on that one. And I know if you say that one thing out loud when Facebook is listening, it will send you all sorts of different things for it, right? But do one thing. Think about it, put it on your mirror, do whatever, but think about that one thing. Don't worry about these other 4. They're coming up next. When you get that one done, go to number 2. Your life will change, right? And the next thing is, please go over to the Facebook page called Sew with Barb and find that post. There are a lot of comments on there. You don't need to read all the comments. Some of them are nice, some of them maybe not so nice, but it's going to be fun reading them. And make a comment. Tell me how fun it is. I don't know, but I'd appreciate that. And if you'll follow that page, that would be nice. And you can see all the mean things that people say sometimes. I don't know. It didn't hurt my feelings at all. Just so you know, it didn't hurt my feelings. But I'm thinking, why are people that way? Okay, and the third thing was, next week there's supposed to be, and I say supposed to be, a project on the tens. If 10 people before Friday, today's Wednesday, if 10 people before Friday post, and I just put a Friday on there so it gives me plenty of time to prep for next week. If you will post a project you've made from Project on the Tens, then I will do another one next week. I just don't want to do it and have you never look at them. I know, crazy. I know. What can I say? Karen says, I was told that the Sew Ed book didn't have much for the Destiny. Are you talking about this book? Sew Ed. It says Sew Ed right on it. But it's the Mastering IQ Designer. It definitely has things for the Destiny. Definitely. If you've got IQ Designer, definitely it does. There might be things that you cannot do that it puts in there that maybe that another machine might have. Right? Actually, let me tell you this. Right in the front of the book, I'm going to pull it out if I can. It gives you, I just saw it today, right here. All right, right down here. This is on page 4. It's going to tell you the skill level for each of the things in here. It will tell you what the skill level is going to be. And then down here, I'm going to hold that up. There are the machines that it covers right there. There's the Solaris Vision, the Destiny, the Valiant, and the Array. No, the Altair and the Meridian and the Venture. I couldn't see those from where I'm at, but it covers all those machines. So yes, that is what it's going to be for. And if you've got IQ Designer, which all those machines do, then you are covered and it will help you so much. If you want to learn more about IQ Designer, and really it's going to give you lessons, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. And then you go in and you do more things with it. It just makes a whole big difference. Norma, that's a good point. You might have to resize some of the projects to use on the Destiny, but you can definitely do them. Norma is a font of knowledge. Mindy says, you've inspired me. I'm going to play on my IQ Designer. I just got my sewing machines out and started a quilt. I haven't touched it in over a year since my mom got sick. It felt so good. I do look at the projects on the 10th, but I just haven't made anything so in so long. Mindy, hey, how's your mom doing? I hope she's doing okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure what some of the comments mean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is fun. This is fun. Boy, I have taken way too long today, but I guess you can speed through if you are watching it later, or you can come back and watch it. I don't know. But if you are watching it later, please make a comment. That makes my day. But don't say mean things. Please don't. That's all I have to say. But it'll roll off my back if you do. I don't mind. So say them. All right. I guess I'm finished for today. I will see you possibly next week. We'll see. Have a great weekend. We have the county fair here this weekend. I'm going to go look at the lop-eared bunnies because I love them. They are so cute. And if you have a chance, please go over to Sew with Barb. Let's talk, okay? And if you need to reach me, my email is barb@sewwithbarb.com. And I would love to talk if there's something you want to talk about. All right. Thank you, Linda. You're the funniest. Mindy says her mom is doing really well. I am so glad. I am so glad. Because I know you've spent the last year going back and forth to Phoenix to see her. And you, good daughter, good daughter. All right. I will see you on the flip side. Bye-bye, everybody.